This is Rudy. Rudy's 15 pounds, 24 inches long, and was adopted from the Pet Pal Animal Shelter all the way down in St. Petersburg, Florida. For Rudy's entire life, no one has had any idea of what kind of dog he is.
Hey, Rudy. Hey, buddy.
Until today.
Hi. Hey, Rudy. Hi. Hey, buddy.
So I have this big book about dogs with every breed you can ever imagine, like the dingo, the Peruvian Inca orchid. Have you ever heard of a Shaolin squinty? It comes in a miniature, toy, and a regular sized. And we're just like 3 pages into this section. Let's just take the terriers. There are probably a couple terriers out there, right? There's the Airedale Terrier, the Welsh Terrier, the Irish Terrier, Kerry Blue, Border, Lakeland, Smooth Fox, Wire Fox, Toy Manchester, Plummer, German Husky, Japanese, Norwich, West Scottish, Stallion, Australian, Soft Miniature Rat, and the Brazilian Terrier. The thing is, there are hundreds of dog breeds in this whole book, but there isn't a single dog breed that looks like this guy.
Hey, Rudy.
From far away, Rudy looks like a puppy, but the closer you get, you begin to realize that he's not really a puppy at all. There's this word that represents Rudy pretty well. It's called a sheepy. A sheepy is a measure of distance, about 7/8 of a mile, defined as the closest distance at which sheep remain picturesque. So the closest distance at which they look nice. Watching sheep from further than 7/8 of a mile, they look all fluffy and super cute. But any closer, and you could tell that they're kind of dirty and matted and aren't the cute fluff balls you thought they were. See, Rudy, he's the same way. From far away, he looks like an absolutely adorable 2-month-old black lab, like the cutest thing ever. But up close, you notice his snaggletooth, his gray beard, bug eyes, enormous floppy ears, and dramatic underbite. See, Rudy's super cute, but he's not a puppy. So it's time for us to figure out what he actually is. Alright, what kind of dog do you think Rudy is? What kind of dog do you think Rudy is? What kind of dog do you think Rudy is?
I think he's probably
Part black lab.
Chihuahua.
Maybe some beagle.
Dachshund.
Pug, I think, only because I've heard it. I don't know these things very well.
Kind of think he's just a shrunken lab.
Chihuahua. You get the Chihuahua look.
Pug, Chihuahua, Dachshund.
Part poodle.
there might be a little min pin in there.
What's a min pin?
Miniature pincher,
Chihuahua,
because his legs are so skinny.
Dachshund,
Got the skinniest little legs.
lab.
And part German Shepherd.
That's my guess.
Okay, so tallying up the votes, it looks like we got 16 votes for 8 different dogs. We're not really sure what Rudy is, but I think everybody's pretty sure that he's not one thing. So we turn to plan B. A dog DNA test. Step 1, swab Rudy's mouth for 30 seconds. Step 2, mail swab to lab. That's all we have to do, and things are just getting started at the lab. Most dog DNA is the same, except for a little tiny bit. And this is the part that they test using their super fancy microarray. Yep, that's microarray. So here's an extremely simplified explanation of how this super complicated thing kind of works. Kind of. Microarrays. A microarray is kind of like a little plate with a bunch of cups, we'll say. And inside each of these cups is a tiny strand of DNA that these scientists know for certain. For example, this one might have the stretch of DNA only found in black labs or something like that. So these scientists, they're taking Rudy's DNA, prepping it, and kind of dropping it into these cups. The cool thing is, when parts of Rudy's DNA match the DNA in a particular cup, that whole cup glows. It like literally lights up. So these scientists, they do this to thousands and thousands of little DNA cups on a plate, each holding DNA from a different breed of dog. Looking at the glowing then gives the scientists a good idea of what Rudy's DNA is and what kind of dog breed he is. They'll type up the results, send them to us, bing, and have a party. Dude, you can go off this part and click it.
Click it. I think.
Let's go!
Cocker Spaniel?
What? Cocker Spaniel! Chihuahua Cocker Spaniel! That's why he's so adorable.
So it turns out Rudy comes from two purebred lines. He's 50% Chihuahua and 50% Cocker Spaniel. Out of all the guesses, not a single person brought up Cocker Spaniel.
Wait, what is it Cocker Spaniel? Yeah, what does it even look like?
This is a Cocker Spaniel. They're kind of fancy, floofy looking dogs.
No way! What?
We looked online and it turns out there's a whole bunch of Rudys out there, which is so cool.
Looks like Rudy.
Oh, does it ever?
Oh my God, it's Rudy.
How can that not be Rudy?
Cocker Spaniel, I love you
Wait,
so
but
much.
look at the.
Yeah.
Little Cocker Spaniel.
Chihuahua and Cocker Spaniel.
Oh my God.
Wow.
How can that not be Rudy?
Cocker Spaniel, I
Little Cocker Spaniel.
But it also kind of made our Rudy feel a little less special. The more we thought about it though, the more we realized that this research, these scientists, these complicated glowy DNA plates are all supposed to help us figure out what Rudy is. But it doesn't really matter because we already know what Rudy is. He's a Rudy.
Hey, boy.
He's a tiny floppy-eared dog with an underbite that likes kibble and walks and piles of laundry. He has a best friend, Carrot, and knows one trick. He likes comfy beds and does not like wearing coats. And more than anything, he loves his owner, Julie. Mix a Chihuahua and a Cocker Spaniel, and you'll get a Rudy.